I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her. And she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it, now I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, now you know what's next, stay. You been rockin' with it all-star, baby. And I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby. And they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her.
Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Moran, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes we even come to you earlier in the day when crazy things like FOMC happens. Shout out to anybody who was in that stream. Good Lord, that was some crazy volatility, guys. But what is going on? Welcome back in, Mafia. Long time no see. Thank you guys for being here. We got an amazing show for you tonight as we go over the FOMC aftermath. What is Bitcoin likely to do here after we saw that crazy volatility with the rate cut come in finally? We're going to cover everything on the charts, guys, but, I don't really care which way we go. I'm going to talk about kind of what I think is going to happen, but to be honest, hopefully we can get a move to happen and we can stop just going, grinding sideways. I'm happy to either go up and start a new range or go down and start a new range, but please, out of this range, obviously we prefer up. But, guys, we're going to be covering everything. We're going to talk about the key levels of support and resistance, kind of the local levels that I'm watching right now. I am still in my long position. It's still alive, baby. It's still alive. But yeah, we'll talk about the trades, and then we'll go over the medium time frames, the higher time frames, and we'll take a look at some of those altcoins for you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash that like button if you have not already. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances or extra chances to win some free crypto or a Frankie Candles hat on Friday's live stream if we hit our 550 like goal. I don't know if we hit it earlier. Probably not, but we'll check. We'll see if we hit it. But yeah, smash that like button if you have not already. Let's see. Crank that mic. Shout out to Mike Hoover. Speaking of mics, yeah, I don't know. Is this too loud? If this is not too loud, I'll mark it up to four lights here. 4 lights. Usually it's 3. And usually people are saying we did not hit it. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. We're never gonna hit another like goal. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep the mic a little bit louder because a lot of people are saying that it is low. So hopefully that is a little bit better. But let's go ahead and say what's up to the mob. We got Coin Hoover in the chat. What is going on? Rob the Crypto Snob. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Crypto Anon, Captain Kirk, Chemistry Bro. You guys know who the mods are. Show them some love in the chat. We got Al Jr. Long time no see, bro. Welcome in. He said, I was about to say that. Beat me to it. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to RH says, hi, Frankie Candles. What's up, RH? Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. All good now. Okay, so I guess that's better. I'll keep it on 4 now. I'll keep it on 4. I mean, hey, if the Mafia says it's too quiet, it's too quiet. Shout out to Dave Digital in the chat. What is going on, bro? Dropping those bing bongs in the chat. What is going on, man? Thank you for being here. Let's see. Shout out to Ram, says, dude, we need a dump to have more pump. It's obviously we don't have enough gas to go up. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I do think that 50 basis points could be a little bit more bearish. Might spook the market, and we'll talk about that, right? If we see the move to the downside, the charts are in more favor for the most part as far as money flow goes for a move to the downside, but does not guarantee that move. So I'll cover everything I'm looking at right now, guys. Let's see. Is 50 points? Is the 50 basis points bullish long term? Yeah, I mean, I do think. Oh my God. Mrs. Candles just spawned right next to me. Let me get a whiff of that hand, Mrs. Candles, because maybe you could pump Bitcoin. Let me see. Does it smell like? Hang on. Woo, baby. All right. I already sniffed the hand this morning, guys. Too much hand sniffing on stream. We're going to get kicked off YouTube here. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. That's enough housekeeping here. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what we got going on. Are we going up? Are we going down? We're going to give you the 100% certain answer here on the live stream. I'm just kidding. I'm being sarcastic, guys. I never give you 100% certainty here because it's impossible to be 100% certain. But Mrs. Candles just dropped off some fresh black coffee here. Some black coffee. Let me take a sip of this black coffee here. Foamy. Oh, God. It's got like a head on it. Shout out to the black coffee. But anyway, Alexandra G in the chat. What is going on? Let's see. What's up, sir? 100% certain. Shout out to Michael Clarkson. Not to be confused with, he's not related to Kelly Clarkson, guys. Trust me, I already checked. But anyway, let's go ahead. 12 Big Doll. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. He said, missed you, Frankie. Hope all is good. Shout out to 12 Big. I appreciate you for being here. Good to see you in the chat. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on, right? So, what we were looking for on FOMC was very likely that pump and dump, right? Not really 100% certain, like I was just saying, what exactly was going to happen, but we knew it was very likely to get the wash out of the long shorts, wash out of the longs, and then settle somewhere in the middle, right? We did get, a little bit of a pop up. We're a little bit higher, but not really, right? We just kind of got like a lot of volatility, and now we're kind of just chilling out in between those pumps and dumps. But let me go ahead here and let me pull up the key levels. Let's take a look at so right now, guys, to be quite honest with you, we are just still within our larger key resistance zone, right? It's getting stuck and kind of just bing-bonging around this value area low. This is kind of key level number one. Value area low sitting at 60,000. There are two kind of that I'm looking at here. Now, really the one that I am looking at is at 60,400. Let me go ahead and zoom out here so we can get a little bit better of a look. Let me come up to a higher time frame. There we go. So, yeah, 60,400 is really that value area low. But, sitting right here, right? Like, if we reject here, guys, like if we can't get back above here, we know that this golden pocket and 786 Fibonacci retracement is going to be a very, very large level of resistance. I'm not going to cover this too much because I've been covering this like for many, many days here as we haven't really seen much happen other than this ride up into the level. But yeah, like, I mean, we were just sitting where we thought, right? The FOMC brought us up. We're kind of just back down now, just kind of chilling. And, for right now, as you guys know, we've been talking about, is the rate cut going to be bullish or bearish, right? And, the 50 basis points is, a lot of times you do see this wind up being somewhat bearish for the market, right? Like, it did seem like they were a little bit scattered. Like, everything's good, guys. It was kind of like 50 basis points, but everything's good. Everything's good. It was kind of like this tension in the air. It did seem like, in my opinion, right, it did seem a little bit worrisome, right? And, this could potentially, if this does wind up, and, we've been talking about this for quite some time, pulling up the historic Fed rates and just going back in time here, oftentimes, right, like we could just look back at history and see what has happened, right? Now, it doesn't guarantee that we're going to see exactly what happened in the past happen again, and I really don't want to beat the dead horse here because we've been looking at this for quite some time, but, typically, like in 2017, we look at this yesterday, right? Like we get like this whole bear market was like on interest rate rises, right? Like they're raising the rates as we get that move to the downside, and then we get that bear market rally. This is what we were talking about before we got the rate cuts. We get that bear market rally, and then what happens, right? They start cutting rates, and it wasn't the tippy top, right? It wasn't like they started cutting rates right at the top when we went down, but we kind of topped out here, right? We lost our local range, right? Like even if we were to pull this very similar to what we're seeing right now, where we have a big rip to the upside. Now, we didn't make an all-time high. This was before the halving. Obviously, this is much different. But, we lose the range. We're kind of bing-bonging around. They give you the first cut, and then you get the big move up. But that really is just the start of a consistent downtrend for quite some time. Now, again, this was before the halving. We had not had an all-time high yet at this point. So it is a lot different. But I just want to kind of show, the rate cuts are typically they cut rates, you go down, and then eventually it does wind up really when I believe when they when the 2021 bull run was happening, they were really just keeping rates the same. Right, it wasn't. We didn't pump on the rate cuts. Right, sure, and this is hard, right? Because a lot of new people in the market will be like, oh my God, we ripped on the. What are you talking about? Right, we ripped on that. Right, yes, but it was basically just a lower high, and not only a lower high, but what did we reject here? We rejected a local golden pocket. So it is you have to separate the long term from the short term. Basically, we started cutting rates, and we started a massive downtrend, and more or less, if you really zoom out, other than the black swan event, kind of just went sideways for a long time. So we lower rates, kind of just grind down, and then eventually we wind up getting the move to the upside. And shout out to Creighton C. Is Creighton C here today? He's the one that always kind of checks on my fact checks me on the rate cut stuff, because he confirmed that I was right with when we were cutting rates here on March 3rd or whatever. But I believe all this run up was on when they were just keeping the interest rates where they were. Right, there was not cuts. We don't really pump on the rate cuts. We actually kind of pull back on the rate cuts, and then eventually we wind up seeing that looser monetary policy play out. Right, and then obviously raising the rates, we come down. And it is kind of hard, right? Because and then right here, right, we're raising rates and we're just ripping, right? So it's very hard to take this stuff away because every situation is different macroeconomically. So yeah, I'll be honest, right? 50 basis points generally a lot, generally people will think that that's going to spook the market, and it will be bad, right? We just got general volatility today. I wouldn't even say that we ripped off that news, right? We kind of just pump and dumped. But we kind of rallied into the cuts. Now we're starting to cut. Is this going to mark potentially another downtrend, right? It could potentially, right? Start to maybe grind down sideways. We still have a little bit left in September here before we wind up seeing October play out. Now, is it just going to wiggle us sideways? Is it going to start a bigger downtrend, maybe where we come down into the 40s? Very hard to tell at this point, right? From a technical perspective, again, I'm not really going to spend much time on this. I'm going to cover the local in just a minute. But 30-minute, 3-day money flow coming out, VWAP rolling over, right? 3-day, 4-day money flow. This all looks bearish on the higher time frames. But again, right, if we were just going to see some kind of euphoria come in here, and October is going to be really where we rip up to that $80, $90, $100,000 level, or potentially see higher new all-time highs. This would be the place to fake it out, right? But again, historically, we just haven't really seen that stuff happen on the rate cuts, right? We just kind of grind down. So, I'm just going off the charts. Higher time frames are bearish. And then people say, Frankie, why is this guy always bearish, right? I am still long, right? I am long from 58K. So, if I'm bearish on a higher time frame, it doesn't mean that I just think prices are going to go down. I'm simply just saying the 3-day, the 4-day, and the 5-day do look bearish, right? And even that is not even really binary, right? Because I was talking about this earlier today on the morning stream, or on the FOMC stream. If I were not looking at money flow, right? If I were just looking at this, well, let's see the RSI, right? Because I think this is on the RSI as well, right? Let's just say I'm not looking at Market Cipher. I don't have Market Cipher, right? And we're okay, what would I be looking at here? I would probably be looking at this as a 3-day bull div, right? If I was not looking at money flow, this is a 3-day bullish divergence, right? Now, that would potentially mark a pretty significant move to the upside, right? But this is why I like Market Cipher so much, or at least the money flow so much, because I don't know how people look at stuff without money flow, right? Because it's every divergence is not going to play out how you would expect, right? Take, for example, this bullish divergence here back in 2020 or 20, I almost said 2021. Back here in April, right? We have lower lows on the price action, right? Or I guess no, we didn't have a divergence here. Never mind. I misread that. But, every divergence is not going to play out as you would think, right? Right here, you have the bearish divergence on the ETF approval right here, right? Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, right? So here you'd be oh my God, it's a 3-day bear div. That's really bad. Are we going to go down to 0? Well, I don't know how you'd be able to tell unless you were looking at Market Cipher, right? Because if you're looking at Market Cipher, you would see that money flow was coming up here. So it was more likely for the trend to continue to the upside. But when you're not looking at money flow, it's hard to read that stuff. Now, it doesn't mean that 3-day bear div wasn't going to give us that pullback. You could argue that 3-day bear div, right, was actually marking the start of this 2-day, of this 20% pullback, right? Higher highs, lower highs, 20% pullback, right? But you knew, based off money flow, which you cannot see on this RSI, you knew that it was going to be more likely than not that this was going to be a small pullback for a move to the upside, where I was able to get in that long at 40K, which is now closed. Shout out to BingX. But anyway, shout out to Redman, said Frankie is a realist. Shout out to Redman. Yeah, I mean, listen, I hope we pump. I mean, I hope we rip. But I'm just saying, like, take this into account, right? Bearish divergence. You can't see the money flow. You would think that this is going to be a massive pullback, right? But not really. If you're looking at market cipher, you knew the money flow was coming up, so you were looking for a higher low and a continuation up. And money flow started helping you out, wound up helping you out there. This is a very similar situation, right? Sure, we have that bullish divergence. We also have this on market cipher B, but we can't see money flow here, right? So just because you see a 3-day bull div doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the bottom. It could be, but according to market cipher, where we can actually see that money flow is coming out. That would be more indicative of a lackluster bump to the upside and then a lower high and a bigger move to the downside. Maybe we wake up tomorrow and we're at the moon, but I will say it's not, bull div, that's an argument for a move up, but you could also argue that's already played out. So it's really, 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 really hard to call this right now, guys. And that's why I'm playing it level to level, right? So I am still in my long, obviously. I mean, this is nothing new. If you guys were watching the stream this morning, I am still in that same long here. Still up about $1,100, almost $1,200, $460 locked in profit. I may just close this, right? Like, this is really just meant to be a scout position. I may just wind up closing this just to lock in the profits and walk away. But I'm not going to lie. I wanted to hold it for the stream. If we rip, it'll be fun to watch. But yeah. So yeah. And then earlier today on the live stream, we were looking at let's pull up the local time frames, right? Because the higher time frames are the same thing. I don't want to beat the dead horse. Like, I've said this a million times. My sentiment remains the same. Higher time frames look bearish as far as money flow, but that does not mean that we can't fake out, right? But again, technically, we have to lean a little bit more bearish on the higher time frames, right? Doesn't mean that we can't continue up here. So going down to the local, which is going to be a little bit more tangible and less repetitive, even though it will be semi-repetitive if you guys were in the live stream. But again, tapping the value area low, golden pocket 786. This is the big zone to get past, at least as of right now, right? If we continue up, which, I don't know. We got a green dot here confirmed on the 4-hour. We got the 5-hour green dot confirmed, or 6-hour green dot printing. Yeah, I mean, this is even kind of hard to call, right? Because we're coming into major resistance, right? That's another thing, too. Like, when you're looking for these divergences, even if money flow is, like, going with you, you want to make sure it's coming in at a key level of resistance. You don't just want to, like, long random divergences, right? You need confluence and context into market structure, all this stuff. But we do technically, have pretty general bearish divergences here, right? Price continuing up, momentum continuing down. But look at your money flow, right? Your money flow is continuing to the upside. So I'm holding my long for now. But I will be honest, we did kind of see somewhat of a nice top come in here, right? Because we have the key resistance. Not only is it the golden pocket 786 value area low, but we also have many other levels in here. I'm not really going to cover them because, we've gone over it a million times, right? We have the anchored VWAPs from up here that are flowing right through here. Maybe I could at least pull those up. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So you have your anchored VWAP coming through here as well. And again, like, why is the 786 golden pocket such an important level? Well, we know that if we're going to get that rejection, that is going to be the highest likelihood area to put in that lower high to get a lower low if we're going to see a big dump. And again, just because we dump here doesn't necessarily mean we're going right to 47.5, but that is really just the next 47.5, that weekly naked point of control that we have at 47.5 is the next key level if we make a lower low, right? So there you go, right? If that 3-day money flow winds up being right, we do wind up breaking the structure to the downside. By the way, that would be the, we had that money flow able to call this move down, this move down, this move down, and this move down. It would be literally the 5th time that money flow, just sticking with the technicals and not listening to, like, moon boy, right? Paying attention to the technicals. That'd be the 5th time that played out, which kind of makes me think maybe it won't play out, right? Because those are only going to be right until they're wrong. Yeah, this is the key level. If we do come back up, next level I'll look at, like, just remember this, guys. I'm going to take this off the chart. Just remember this golden pocket 786. 62,350 is the level that we have to get above in order to see 65K. And then once we get above 65K, that's where we could potentially look to fill the rest of this range. So if you're out there and you want this thing to rip us to higher prices, the biggest level to get above right now is 62,350. And that gives you the open door to attack that last level of it's like this is the first security guard. You take this guy out, you get the final boss, and then you get above that final boss. That's where I'd look for the POC and the value area high to get hit, which will then give us an opportunity to reassess the situation, see what the higher time frames look like, and potentially give us an opportunity to break out here and go to all-time highs around $80,000 potentially being the first stop. But again, I'm not calling for that right now. If we're again going historically, these rate cuts could give us a little bit of panic. But I do think this time is going to be pretty different. There's no better time to see something different happen than right now, in my opinion. But again, can't make bets on that, right? Because everyone who's ever said that this time's different, winds up getting wrecked. So yeah, I'm not going to put all my cards in that, all my eggs in that basket. But let's go ahead and continue on here, right? Let's go ahead and hide this range, and I want to talk about, the concern up here, right? I'll get rid of the anchored VWAP, and let's pull up our local range, right? So this is, again, the major range that we've been looking at on the medium time frames, looking to get above that low, up to the POC, and eventually up to the high, and this is where we are we're sitting earlier today. And what happened up here, right? Shout out to the premium Discord. We've been looking at this range for quite some time. Some really nice setups from below the low and even up here at the high. We had a short setup almost filled to like the dollar here. But what are we looking at here, right? We've come up to the value area high. This is typically where we want to start looking for shorts. And we came up, we got the rejection. And then we came back up during FOMC, right? Like literally up to the exact same level. And if we zoom in here a little bit, guys, let me know if you guys can see. Like, is my screen flickering to you? I think that is only popping up on my screen. But if you guys can see that, let me know, because that is super frustrating, at least for me. Yeah, it's like ExoCharts is just like popping up like randomly. Yeah, so what happened here, right? We came up to reapproach these highs. Bada boom. And if we zoom in here, we tag this level. We tag that high by like dollars, like a couple of dollars. Can we measure that? Yeah, like literally by like tens of dollars, right? And when we were hitting this level earlier on the stream, we were looking at this as a potential swing failure pattern, and it does look like we got that SFP, right? The 30-minute wound up. I mean, we got it on almost every time frame. I think we even got it on the 5-minute. Yeah, like just tap that level and reverse back down. So yeah. This could be the top, right? But again, things are somewhat mixed here. Like, I still am kind of agnostic here. I'm still holding the long. I'm going to see if we can continue up. But I am looking to hedge myself with a short somewhere up here. Hopefully we don't dump down on the live. I would like to get a little bit better of an entry here. But locally, these are the levels to look at, right? Volume profile sitting here between, let me go ahead and readjust this box. Value area low at 56,411. POC sitting at 59,188. And then the value area high sitting at 61,336. So again, if we do break out here, just understand that is where all of that crazy resistance decides to pick up. We have that anchored VWAP up there, as well as the 62,357.86, which again is that major level of resistance. And then if we pull up the TPO profile here, there are a couple of other, let me pull up the USD chart. There are a couple other levels up here, a couple of naked points of controls that I want to look at with you guys, and a TPOC as well. Take a sip of the black coffee. Oh my God, it's so hot. That 3rd degree burns on his lips. But yeah, the two other levels here, guys. We have a volume point of control and a time point of control sitting between 61,698 and 61,926. And those are also sitting right above those highs, right? So what is going on here? What just happened? Oh, I got multiple tabs open here. That's why. Those are also sitting right up here as well. Do I have these marked out? I think I might have these marked out. I don't. I have them marked out on another chart. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull those up. There you go. SFP, slight bearish divergence here. This bearish divergence is a little wonky. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm a little worried for the long, even if we come up again. I don't know if I'm going to be holding this for 100K. Maybe we'll try. But yeah, let me see. Bada boom. What is this? This is not the right chart. Here we go. Let me just pull up those two levels for you guys really quickly. Bada boom. It's going to show all the premium setups and stuff. I don't want to do that. That's not fair for the people who pay. But yeah, I'll just show them for you here, right? They're right here. 61,698 and 61,926. Those are going to be right up here, right? Basically within this purple box, right? 61 to 62K is still just that major level of resistance. So keep it simple. When in doubt, keep it nice and simple, guys. And again, that's the level to get above. And then the last level of resistance that we really need to get above is going to be this level right here, right? We have monthly levels, weekly levels, daily levels within this like older volume profile. This is going to be a really key level of resistance. And again, I showed this earlier today for anybody who was watching. Naked volume profile. And then we have the daily, weekly, monthly level. We also have a daily naked point of control in there as well. So really between 64 and 65K, in my opinion, like, oh, whoa, I don't want to delete those actually. Let me hide them. This zone up here between 64 and 65, that is your final boss, right? In my opinion, right? 62,350, flip that. That gives you an opportunity to attack these levels. And then once you get above there, that's where I think things can really start to pick up pace and start to get a move up, right? And then once we start hitting that 60, and then after that, $67,000 POC of the range. And at that point, you could really simplify all these levels, guys, to be quite honest with you. If this is all very confusing and because there is quite a few levels, simplify it to the larger range, right? We're back. We're playing with the value area low. If we can hold this level as support, look to flip 62,350 and then look to go to the POC. But just understand those levels between 64 and 65K are there. So there you go. Other than that, could potentially, if we deviate up here, look for potential short setups. And if we get stuck under this value area high, very simply put, next likely place for price to go is going to be the POC. Lose that POC, looking back down to the value area low, just like we were looking at on the first approach. Came up to the value area high. We were looking for shorts up here. And then once we got that pullback, where's the next likely place for price to go? Right down to that POC. And then again, talking to the premium, talking about locking in profits here because, what happens? FOMC starts, volatility incoming, and even if you had your stop like at break even, if you got in at the top, still probably would have actually wound up stopping you out there. So just kind of bing-bonging around here. But this is the current range that I will be looking at for new lower time frame setups. So there you go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Jason Casper. What is going on, bro? He said you need a CC permit for a fib in most areas. Yeah, shout out to Jason. Actually, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Georgia, baby. Constitutional carry, baby. Let's go. But yeah, the fibs, though. The fibs, you got to do a background. You got to do all this stuff to get the fibs. Shout out to Jason. Let's get it. Yeah, you never leave your house without your fib, guys. You got to get your fib holster. You got to make sure you're locked and loaded with your fib. Texas is right to carry. No fib permit required. Okay. Georgia, you can carry pretty much anything other than a fib. You do need a license for the fib, unfortunately. Let's see. Just don't touch anyone with your fib without permission. That is dang right, Dave. Yeah, make sure you you need consent to touch people with your fib. I've done it a couple. I have not touched people with my fib, but I brought my fib out in public without a permit, and they got rid of me real quick. When in doubt, whip out the fib. Yo, you guys are crazy. All right. Let's see. But if you whip it out, isn't it open carry? Oh, my God, guys, we're going to get kicked off YouTube here. We're going to get kicked off YouTube. Shout out to Shirley Sound. What is going on? We got Jack of Clubs in the chat dropping the plungers. Oh, yo, Jason, were you at the end of the stream, bro? I don't know when you left the stream yesterday, but we pulled up the plunger, bro. Pretty funny. I didn't know about that. But let's see. Just subscribed. I'm new here. Hey, shout out to Ropo Ball. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome to the CandleMafia, bro. We're not usually this unhinged. We're pretty unhinged normally, but usually it's like mostly TA. But we're pretty unhinged today. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. I don't let anybody see my fib. Oh God. All right, let's continue on here, guys. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin here. But again, lower time frames, in my opinion. You have your 30-minute money flow coming out. Like, if there's an argument to continue down here, SFP of the high here is not the most beautiful thing. If you want to continue to pump, like, that might be cleaned. And on top of the bearish divergences as well, like, one of the main things, I could say this because it's already played out, like, it's too late for this setup. But in the premium Discord, like, the one thing that we were really looking for here were bearish divergences on the medium hourly time frame, such as the 2-hour, into the value area high, right? Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, looking for that return back down to the POC. And then obviously we got the volatility today. But oftentimes, right, like, you will go to the POC, and then once you're stuck in that range, you oftentimes go back down to the value area low. And if we are going to see the bigger dump here, 56.4 is not unreasonable. So yeah, just looking at, you got the bearish divergences plus the SFP. I've been talking about that kind of setup a lot of times, like, oh God, still not butthurt about this, guys. I swear I'm not butthurt about this, but when you get that big impulsive move, you look for the consolidation, and then what I like to see here sometimes, if you can get a bear div up here with an SFP on top of that, oftentimes that is a really, really strong setup. You get the SFP, the bearish divergence, and then oftentimes that's a big dump. Bybit didn't swing fail over here, though. It did on Binance. I do believe it did on a bunch of other exchanges. My alert missed by like $1 here, which is like super frustrating, and I'm definitely not butthurt about it, guys. I definitely don't even care that happened. Definitely not. Don't investigate that, but I don't care. It's like not even that big of a deal. Anyway, no, yo, shout out to Jason Gasper. Thank you for the super chat. He said, no way, you have a trading plunger too? No. Bro, somebody told me, they were telling me that you had a plunger and you use it as a microphone or something. And I was like, what? And then someone put a picture in the Discord. So I pulled it up and I showed it on the stream. I was cracking up, bro. I didn't think I was talking to you. I was trying to see if you were in the chat. I didn't think you were. But yeah, no, we brought up the plunger picture of someone took a picture of you with the plunger. And I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what is it? Is it a microphone? Like, I had no idea. I'm still not 100% sure. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious. He only used it twice. It's a dirty plunger. Let's go. Hey, plungers are expensive nowadays. Too funny, bro. Yes, it's a microphone. Okay. Shout out to the plunger mics. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, bro. Imagine, that'd be hilarious if I had a plunger. No, actually, I don't even know if I have a plunger in my house. I like pretty decent toilets, I guess, because I've never really needed one. I don't know. Mrs. Candles! I don't think we have a traditional plunger if we do. I think it's like one of the weird ones, like the weird accordion ones, if anything. But anyway, let's continue on here, guys. Shout out to Adil. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, Frank, I'm better with entry and risk management, but I'm struggling to TP. My emotions get the better of me, and I don't set a take profit in advance. What advice do you recommend? Shout out to Adil. I mean, the easiest thing to do is to set the TPs automatically, right? Set them as just set them as orders, right? So for me, like oftentimes I'm trading the volume profile. So if I was long from the value area low, typically it's like from something below the value area low. But it really depends. I'll just use if you're long from the value area low because it's a little simpler. But typically, a lot of like my trading plan is like, hey, if we get above this, hold it as support, right? Especially if you have like a golden pocket retracement here or something that would call for like a bounce at this level and you could get in here, right? Typically, the first TP for me, unless I'm in from way below the volume profile, but if I'm in around the value area low and there is a decent ride up to the POC, like first POC here, it's a very simple strategy, right? First take profit is going to be at that POC. Right? And then this is where you can take money off the table, move your stop loss to break even or even into profit. Obviously, you risk getting stopped out more if you put it into profit. But, that's where you maybe make it a risk-free trade. You already have money off the table. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out in profit. But, if you continue up, you would go ahead and take that TP2 here. So if you're using the volume profiles, it does make for a little bit of an easier way to like set your take profits ahead of time, right? Because you could just say, hey, if we hold the value area low and we go up to the POC, I'll hold that. I would set the order at the POC, and then the second order would be at the value area high, right? So you come up, TP automatically, right? And then you can come hit that second TP. And again, like it works the same ways. Like for the short, it's the same exact thing, right? Come up here, say you're short from the value area high, right? Get stuck underneath. The idea is, hey, if we lose this value area high, we'll go to the POC. That would be TP1. This one would have gotten a little bit hairy if you were at break even. But again, TP1 is the POC, TP2 is the value area low, and then I would just set the orders like on those levels or slightly before them. But with the value areas, typically you do come up and tap the levels. So yeah, that's kind of what I would do. So I would just set them automatically. Not financial advice. That's just what I would do. Oftentimes, I do take my I take my profit manually most of the time because I'm usually sitting at the charts. But if I'm not, I will set those TPs. If I'm going to bed or something like that, I will set the TPs. But don't get it twisted, bro. I get affected by that stuff too, right? Like, I mean, like even in smaller trades, like bigger trades are almost easier to take out. But like, if I'm in like a smaller trade, right, and I'm not that much in profit, it's like like, I'm going to let this run, right? And again, like I always say, like being a content creator, like being a YouTuber and like even having the Discord and all this stuff, really the YouTube channel more, puts me in a little bit of a weird situation because sometimes I even have the, you know, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, it'd be super easy for me to lock in the money, right? I would just like, lock it in. I don't care, whatever. But like with a YouTube channel, it's like, hey, like if we keep ripping, like this would be fun to go through with the Mafia, right? Like come on live, we're ripping. Like if it rips on stream, it'll be super fun. And like a lot of times when I have to take profit, it's like sometimes I hit those take profits right before the stream. And it's like, it's so much more fun to be in the trade live. But you know, I try not to let that get into my head, right? Because if it gets into my head, I'm going to be holding the trade for the wrong reason. You don't want to hold the trade for any other reason than technical reasons, unless you're gambling, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong or right with that, but you just have to separate your trading from your gambling, right? You know, trading, you want to be very strategic, you want to be very calculated, and you want to treat it like a business, right? Where, you know, I have DGen accounts where I'm a little bit more risky, right? It's just like flat, you know, whatever, I don't care. Like I put $500, $1,000, if I get liquidated, I got liquidated, but, you know, I'm not going to, you know, get into a really, really big trade and just gamble with that money, right? So I do have DGen accounts, and to be honest with you, I kind of stay away from the DGen account because it's easy to kind of just like let those bad habits creep into your actual trading, right? Try to keep it separated. I spent years, probably like a year or maybe even more, maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years of just fully degenning out and wrecking myself because I was just gambling, right? I thought I knew what I was doing. I thought I found a strategy that was profitable, and you know, you just like, you get cocky, you one trade plays out, you emotionally trade, you revenge trade. I spent so much time getting wrecked, guys. I was actually just telling Mrs. Candles about how, yo, shout out to Jason. Says pressure to trade as a YouTuber, man. Not gonna lie, I go through that too. Shout out to Jason, bro. I think I should. We need to like. I need to connect with people in similar situations like you, Jason, more because I'm kind of like on an island here. I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like, am I stressing out or is this normal? Like, should I hold this trade? Because it's like when you're trading by yourself, it's easy, right? There's no reason. Like, take the money. There's a benefit. And then there's a not benefit. You take the money and you win, or you don't take the money and you're probably going to lose it, right? But, you know, in our situation, it's like, take the money. Even if I take the money, I was literally talking to Mrs. Candles about this too earlier. I never thought I'd be in a situation where I'd be mad that I made a couple $1,000s in a day, right? Like I make $1,000, $2,000 in one day, right? By sitting at a desk. And then like I close the trade and then it continues to go, which is good, right? That's amazing. That's how you're supposed to trade, right? Take profit. Who cares about anything else? Make your money. But then it starts pumping on live stream or dumping on live stream, and I'm like, oh God, I should have just held that trade. This would have been so much more fun. And then I think to myself, like, what has happened here? Like, how did I get here? Why am I mad? Like, what is the truth there? Like, I'm basically mad that I made money. Like that. Okay, cool, big deal. You don't show it on the live stream, but like, yeah, it's a unique situation. So shout out to Jason, bro. It is. I talk about this in the premium Discord all the time. And then throw a ton of other stuff in there, making pre-recorded videos, like trying to manage making videos and, you know, trying to get the information in the Discord before things play out, and then shooting a video, and then alert goes off, there's a trade set up, or you're in a meeting, or you're on a phone call, and you can't end that, and it's like, there's a lot, and then don't even mention, like, running the business of a YouTube channel. It's a lot of back-end stuff, right? So it's like, it's a lot of stuff to do, and trading's already a super stressful, busy thing, but that's why we love it. It's the challenge. It's the challenge. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But shout out to, let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on, guys. But that's kind of what I would talk about, do with like TP levels. So shout out to a deal. Hopefully that helps you out, bro. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the chat. Welcome in, bro. Good to see you, man. Captain Kirk as well. Sergeant Kirk, that is. What is going on, Cap? Good to see you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these altcoins, guys. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah. Shout out to Apar. He said, true, bro. Like, you made money out of thin air. Ungrateful. Exactly, right? And then it's like, freaky stuff happens. Like sometimes I lay in bed at night and I'm like, why am I upset? What world am I upset in this situation? And that is exactly how I feel. And I'm I like to think I'm extremely self-aware, and I notice that stuff. I'm like, what am I, just an ungrateful piece of garbage? Like, no, who cares, man? There's gonna be another trade, and maybe you'll get it, and we'll have it on the live stream. So sometimes it's like, I also haven't had a break from the charts or work, like a true break, for like 2.5 years. So it's like, sometimes I think I gotta take a break, but I can't walk away, guys. I can't do it. I'm probably just gonna like drop dead on live stream one day. I probably should take a little bit of a break. But with all that being said, guys, go ahead and drop some altcoins in the chat. We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin here. for the time being, check on the trade. Yeah, still up about 1,300. Yeah. What if it rips? I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I definitely want to hedge myself with a short here. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Shout out to FOMC. But let's go ahead and jump on in here, guys. We'll take a look at Ethereum. I'll take a look at Solana. I'll take a look at XRP. And then drop those altcoins in the chat. And let's see. Rob the Crypto Stomp will count the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we can take a look at SEI. No problem. Yeah, shout out to Apar. Said that's why people get wrecked. Yeah, I think that is one advantage I have. I'm like, I like to think of myself. I think it would be not very self-aware to just say I'm super self-aware, but I like to think I'm self-aware. Yeah, I think that is there is a benefit to being self-aware, especially in trading, right? It's like I can almost instantly identify why I lost a trade. Did I get greedy? Did I get scared? Did I not have a plan? Did I rush things? I'm like, I am the biggest critic of myself, right? So I think that does help me in trading. I think it also helps me in business too, just because. Yeah, like you can't always be right, especially in trading, right? Like that's why I always approach things as agnostic. I don't care if I come on a live stream. That's why I don't tell people, "Hey, we're going to 100K right now, 100%," right? Because like I know I have the wherewithal to understand that there is no way I could possibly know that 100%, right? So and if you're like that in trading, like and you're just gonna guess 100% in one direction, it's gonna be really dangerous for you, for sure. So yeah, you have to be like agnostic or at least open to the other end of the cards, right? Or the other end of the other flip side of the coin. Let's see. Shout out to RoboBall says, guys like you and Jason are an inspiration and the reason I get up and go to work in the morning so I can save up some capital, learn from you guys, and eventually have the same problem. Mad profit. Shout out to RoboBalls. Yeah, that is awesome to hear, bro. That humbles me, bro. That humbles me. It wasn't too long ago where I was hiding my laptop from my boss, right? It was only like in the 2016, 2017 bull run, right? I was trading on a laptop at my full-time job. And that's why I tell people, if you want to be a full-time trader, like I never recommend people like, oh, I'm going to quit my job and focus on trading. I actually don't recommend that. I'm not saying it can't work. But if you quit your job and go right into trading full-time, all you did was make something that is one of the most psychologically stressful things that you could possibly do. And one of the, what is it, 95, 98% of people fail at trading, right? I think most people give up, but it is like a very high failure rate. And the reason it's such a high failure rate, in my opinion, is not the strategy, right? It's not the, it's more of the emotional control or the emotional attachment to the money, the psychological discipline that you need to be a trader. And when you quit your job and focus full-time on trading before you're making a decent amount trading, all you're doing is quadrupling that emotional weight on your shoulders, which is literally the hardest part of trading. I think it's the fastest way to disaster, in my opinion. So I always tell people, as much as like for business, I like for someone who I've tried to start a lot of businesses in my life, right? A lot of online businesses. I found a lot of failure and a few successes in that. Now with other things like that, I would probably be more willing to be like burn the boats. All or nothing, there's no plan B, jump in. But trading is a different scenario. Because I am gung-ho, like, yeah, quit the job, bro. Burn the boats. Give yourself no option but success. And I would push that like a maniac. But trading is very different. So it is very different. But I am like that in other aspects for sure. Money comes and goes. It's the people that matter. Hashtag FYP, hashtag givers gain. Absolutely, guys. I could blow up every one of my trading accounts and Bitcoin could go to zero as long as I could still come up here and talk about charts with you guys. That's really all I care about. And more importantly, hearing things like that I'm able, or like we're able to inspire anybody in any kind of fashion is like the coolest thing. Like that's a dream come true for me. Because I've been in your position many a times, and it is possible. If I could do it, you can too. So let's go ahead and continue on. We'll take a look at Ethereum here, guys. And we are getting a little bit more of a push up here. Come on, baby. Come on. 62,350, baby. Crack that. And maybe we go to the moon, or at least 65K. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum here on the bada boom on the E chart. I don't know where else you would look at Ethereum. And let's see. I actually haven't really paid much attention to ETH today. And what do you know? Nothing really happened. Come on. Like, crypto, do something, man. I don't even care if it dumps. Do something. But yeah, we're basically just kind of stuck in that same value area, right? This is something that we've been looking at for, ever since we tapped this value area low on September 6th. Here we are on the 18th. 9% away. So yeah, we got bounce off that value area low, right? We got as soon as we got accepted into this value area, we knew very likely to go to the POC value area low, hold that value area low as support, and then looking for that, once we got above that POC, as long as we remain above this POC, we can potentially look to journey up towards that value area high. If we lose that POC, very likely to go down to the value area low. I will say if we lose that value area low, probably going to be a little bit painful here. Let me pull the larger fib here. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of the macro golden pocket from this low here in October all the way to the all-time high. Bounce off that golden pocket. I will say, not only do we have the 786 down here at 1,800, like if things really go south and we get a big drop to the downside, 1,800 is probably on the level in the cards. And then we also have this consolidation here, right? So naturally what I would probably do is pull that volume profile. So you will have that little zone to look at. But again, we're not really close to that, so I won't pay too much attention. But the real key level here, in my opinion, will be about 1,880 at that 786, almost $1,900. And that's if we lose the lows here. But until we lose those lows, to be honest, remain above that POC, you can look to go to the high. We already got the bounce into the golden pocket and the rejection. So, at this point, we've already tapped this. We have the daily up here in confluence with the golden pocket, which would have been a nice scalp zone. I did not trade this, full disclosure. But you come in here, confluence on the daily and the golden pocket, and then you get the pullback back down to the POC. But as of right now, I'm even going to take this golden pocket off the chart because we've already tapped it. Not that it's completely irrelevant, but for the most part, and I'm sorry, this level is fresh. This daily level is fresh. The level that we had in confluence here, let me just correct that real quick, was this daily here. But as soon as we tapped that daily, it was then tapped, right? And then we created another fresh daily. So these are two different levels, even though they're very close to each other. So get rid of that, right? For the most part, as long as we stay within this volume profile, I would expect this to get respected, right? Get above this daily. I would look up towards the value area high, 2560. And then if we come down below that POC, looking at the value area low at 2148. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Rob the Crypto South. Thank you for pinning that comment or giving me that comment so I can pin it. Thank you very much. Go ahead and replace that pinned message. Bada boom. And let's go ahead. We took a look at ETH. This is ETH, right? But yeah, let's see. And then Market Cipher B, again, I'll be honest, guys, Market Cipher B has been a little bit choppy as far as money flow goes recently. But yeah, 12-hour green dot is typically a good move with a 45-minute money flow crossover. Yeah, I would lean somewhat neutral. Until this money flow gets a little more clear, really the only, oh man. Higher time frame money flow, this isn't bullish money flow. Whether we get faked out and this comes back into the green is a whole nother thing, but this is, in a binary fashion, this is a bearish money flow. That 5-day looks bearish as far as money flow, right? Even the weekly, that weekly does not look good. Good news is we're about to print a green dot. So even if we are going to continue down, there could be some relief on the way before we get that move. But hopefully if we get that weekly green dot, we can push up and just have money flow yeet to the upside. But other than that, if I had to guess or I had to make a bet here, money flow is trending down. And if you've been watching this stream for any amount of time, guys, if you've been watching this stream for the past week, month, 2 months, couple days, you will know based off the what I cover here every day on the higher time frames for Bitcoin. If there's anything that helps us predict the trend of Bitcoin, it is 100% the higher time frame money flow. It's okay to get these little ebbs and flows to the upside. It's okay to get a little pop up, little pop up, little pop up. But if money flow is continuing out, it is most likely going to be lower highs and lower lows. So there you go. And it's the same thing on ETH, right? So yeah, I'm going to have to lean a little more bearish on the higher time frames. But again, it doesn't guarantee that it plays out. Hopefully we can get the fake out. Again, this is probably going to be the most important part of the cycle, in my opinion. Let's see. Shout out to John Germain. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Shout out to Thomas Baker. Said, did I hear an inhaler? Shout out to you guys. I don't know what an inhaler is, guys. I don't know what an inhaler is. I don't know what you guys always talk about inhalers. I've never even seen an inhaler. I'm just kidding. I can't lie like that. You guys are funny. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to take a sip of this water. We'll take a look at Solana real quick, which again is just in the same kind of situation. We'll take a look at this. Let me take a sip of this water real quick while I read chat and try not to spit the water out. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, Captain Kirk dropping those blue L's in the chat. I don't know what that is. Is that an inhaler? Is that what an inhaler looks like? Shout out to Captain Kirk. But yeah, taking a look at Solana here, guys. And yeah, I think what we might start to do, again, I don't know if we're going to do this, but I think we may start doing altcoin market updates, right? Where I do the altcoin updates, or maybe there are even altcoin live streams where we just look at altcoins or something, and we separate this into a Bitcoin TA, and then maybe some alts, but kind of separate the altcoins. Let me know in the chat. Tony D, keep an eye on that. Let me know if you guys would like that in the chat, like dedicated altcoin streams or dedicated altcoin market updates. Let me know if you guys would want that, and just keep this strictly to Bitcoin, and maybe take a look at a couple of things. But yeah, let me know. Yeah, let me know. Tony, keep an eye on that. Let me know what you think. Or let me know what the verdict is here. But yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I hate to be the guy who's like, it all looks the same. Nothing's really happened here on Solana just yet, right? Like, we're just still sitting at the range low. You know, the nice thing is, the nice thing is that, you know, we're respecting this range, right? Like, we're not breaking down, so that's nice. Two-day red dot printing, right? And money flow in the red. 3-day money flow curving over into the red. Looking like you want to print a green dot here on the 4-day, but man, money flow kind of curving up here. Yeah, maybe you can get a little bounce here with the green dots, but if we do get moves up here, right, we're at the low of the range, right? We have higher time frame green dots about to print, but remember, green dots, ebbs and flows in the market, right? Money flow indicates the trend. So if we get those green dots, just like we look at on Bitcoin, if we got green dots on these higher time frames, could give you a push to the upside, up to the POC sitting at 144, and up to the value area high sitting at about 167, which is all things that we've been looking at. Same exact levels. Those have not changed. But, and let me actually, come on, get rid of that. Let me actually hide that smaller range real quick. So yeah, that's the major range. Value area low will come down to a lower time frame. Value area low sitting at 123. POC sitting at 143, and your value area high at 166.93. 83.93, wow, 123, weird. 1 minute and 23, 1 hour and 23 minutes. I'm just kidding, guys. It's all connected. But, yeah, if we get those higher time frame green dots, I mean, yeah, 16-hour VWAP is wonked here. Could be an anchor trigger wave situation. Daily. Yeah, VWAP's chopped up. So, yeah, it would 2-day red dot, 3-day red dot. Oh, baby. I don't know. This is chopped up. But I will say, I'll give you the key levels because I don't know if this 2 or 3-day red dot's going to give you a big move down. But, you know, once you get those 4-day green dots, and this probably won't happen today or tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on this. 5-day green dot looking to print. If we get those green dots, I think you can get a push to the upside. But until we see that money flow fake out back into the green here on the higher time frames, I would be looking at it as a lackluster retracement for potential rejection. You at least have to be aware of where those lower highs could potentially come in. In my opinion, this POC 786 is going to be a big level to watch, right? Key resistance on Solana if you get a push up between 143 and 152. Get above that, I think 166 is in the cards. And yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Other than that, looking key level of resistance support is going to be the value area low at 123. Market cipher still kind of choppy on the lower time frames. 2-hour VWAP rolling down. 30-minute money flow kind of flat. Yeah, nothing really to take away here. I mean, you could argue 6-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour red dot, a green dot, I'm sorry, and a bull div here on the 4-hour. So if you do get a push up, that would be like kind of the high target, 143. If you don't get all the way up there, I would probably, yeah. Eesh. Local resistance, yeah, between 134 and 137. So that 4-hour bull div gives you a move up. This is the level to break in order to get your move up to 143. But I'd be careful within this local range. Money flow, very choppy. So there you go. Let's see. Tony D said, shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy. What is going on, bro? Tony D said, I don't even have a girlfriend. What are we talking about in chat? Talk about Tony's girlfriends. Yeah, Tony doesn't have a girlfriend. He has girlfriends. Anyway, let's see. Yo, shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy said, figured, aren't you locked in a basement, Frankie? Or is it the other way around? Frankie, blink twice if you need the Mafia. Yo, you guys are funny, man. Anyway, you guys are hilarious. But no, I'm fine. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out altcoins here. Yes, XRP is next. I'm fine. XRP is next. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Don't track me down. I'm okay. I promise. Phantom's on the run. Yeah, we can take a look at Phantom. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, 5-day market cipher is going to print a 5-day green dot. Yeah, the only problem I have with that on Solana is right here, about to print a green dot. Money flow is still coming out. And the only thing I don't like about this is this VWAP's a little sketchy, in my opinion, right? Doesn't mean it can't curve up and print the green dot. This is definitely close to printing a green dot, but you can see it doesn't always print, right? We were coming very close here, and then it got rejected. And here, you're kind of starting to get a rejection there. And that plus the 2-day red dot that's printing and the 3-day red dots that's printing, it's not impossible to get. And none of these are confirmed, right? But it could, maybe continue down a little bit before that 5-day green dot. But even if the 5-day green dot does print, still going to be looking at that in the context of a potential lackluster retracement for a bigger rejection and a lower high to come in based off money flow. If this money flow starts coming back up aggressively, then we could change our thesis. But that's just my opinion. So, all right, let's go ahead and check out XRP. Bada boom, and then we're going to take a look at SEI. I almost said XEI. Bada boom. Okay, so yeah, XRP. I mean, this is all the same, right? Pull up XRP, still sitting within our profile. Larger range, right? Key levels. I actually didn't realize on YouTube Studio you can see where people clip your, it shows you who and what gets clipped and who clips it, which is really weird. I didn't know you could see that. But it is funny. I see a trend that people clip me talking about the ranges. It's like they're all labeled unless it's Tony, I don't know. It always says XRP range or ETH range. And then it's just a clip of me talking about what the levels in the range are. Lit. Mafia's smart. Let's go. But major range here. Somebody clip it. Value area low at 45 cents. That's your biggest level of support, right? Because every time we deviate below, that's where you look for longs to go to the POC and the value area high. So 45 cents, value area low, key level of support. POC in the middle here at 51, almost 52 cents. Value area high sitting between 61 and 62 cents. This is the larger range. So in order to see 45 cents, we're going to need to lose that POC, right? This POC. Come down, lose the POC. You can come down to the 47 cent, 786, and potentially the value area low at 45 cents. And then the 61 to 62 cent value area high is your first, kind of similar to what we were talking about on Bitcoin earlier today. This is your first boss, right? This is your first defense. Get above this value area high. Then you could seek out the final boss, which is going to be this value area low, which is also the doorway to higher prices, sitting between 66 and 68 cents. Flip that to support. This is where I think XRP starts to have some fun with a potential 21% rise up to about 83 cents, because once you flip that value area low, that's where you're likely to see the POC next, based off the laws of the volume profile. So there you go. Other than that, this all remains the same. Now, money flow wise, 2-hour money flow looking pretty garbage. Not gonna lie. And we have not gotten a full rotation of this range yet, right? We got stuck under the value area high, went right to, and if this doesn't point it out, right? And this is all stuff that we look at live on the stream. This is why I love live streaming, because it's I don't have to try to prove myself, because everyone could just go back and fact check me, right? So I can't lie on this or even try to embellish the truth to make myself look good or make the volume profiles look more reliable than they are. You can just check it, right? So if we go into bar replay mode here, right, time and time again, right? On the live stream, I can almost guarantee you, right, what we were looking at. I don't know this for a fact, but I can almost if we looked at XRP in this situation, this was the situation we were looking at. I'd say we went from the value area high to the POC, which is expected. Then, if we flip that POC, we look to go to the value area high. And hey, guys, if we get stuck under this value area high, I would literally go crate and see where's that next likely place for price to go. And that's where the Mafia comes in and spams POC, 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 POC. And then that's where I say, that's right. That's where the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC. And what happens, right? Obviously, this is hindsight, but again, we probably talked about this. Somebody let me know if you can check. Where's price go? Obviously, we go right down to that POC, right? Literally, there we go, right? And where does price get the bounce? right from the POC / golden pocket. We had confluence here, right? So it was a little bit more saucy. And then at this point, key level of resistance is the value area high, if we can make it there. But we have not gotten the full rotation of the range. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. It could mean, right, that, if we're going to continue down, there may be reason, because you go from the low to the high, from the high to the low, from the low to the high, from the high to the low. But we have not hit the low yet, right? So maybe there's an argument to be had that if we do continue down, we lose that POC in the 786, could see that value area low come in. But again, it's an if this, then that. But for the most part, that's what I'd be looking at. Now, we also have the smaller range here, right? We also have the more local range, which is probably going to be more palatable for people who are not looking at price in that long term of a range. But to be quite honest, yeah, this 2-hour money flow does not look great. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue down. But, key level of support here locally, value area low sitting at 56 cents, POC sitting at 602 or 602, 0.60263 or just 60 cents, and then the value area high at 63 cents, right? So if we are able to hold above this value area low, maybe there's a shot that we can come back up to the POC, flip that POC, and come to the high. And this high is very similar to the larger value area high, which is on this other chart, right? It's almost the same exact high right here, right? 61 to 62 cents, 63 cents, right? So it's like almost the same thing, but it's just looking at it locally versus macro. So there you go. I actually think I have the smaller range on here, but it's not foldered up. So mini ranges? No. Yeah, it's probably somewhere in these drawings here. But again, not organized perfectly here. I got to redo this XRP chart. But yeah, there you go, right? It's basically just this value area here locally, right? We just pull this, right? Sideways range negating this big drop, right? I would kind of pull that like this, right? And that's kind of it's actually a previous volume profile, so it's probably pulled from here. And then that's the value area low, right? So that other range that I just showed you is basically here, 63 or 62 right there, right? Pulled from this little range right here. But for the most part, these are the larger ranges that I would be paying attention to in a big way on XRP. So there you go. Stocks going down, and Bitcoin will be following too. Shout out to Space Monkey. That would be very plausible. Very plausible. Game over. Let's go. Game over, baby. I've been waiting 6 months to use that sound effect. Shout out to Space Monkey. That's a fire name, dude. Space Monkey's lit. All right, let's see. There's Creighton C with the POC. Let's go, bro. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's move on to SEI. Take a look at the Coinbase chart. Oh, wait, hang on. Is this the live stream? Binance. Do we have a clean chart here? I'm going to have to start over. Don't make me start over. All right, I guess we're going to have to start this over. Let's see. This is tapped. This is tapped. This is tapped. This is tapped. This is old. Dang. Tapped. 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 Come on. Go away. That might still be naked. That might be still naked. But that volume profile can go away. All right. So here on SEI, let me go ahead and pull some key levels for you guys. Pull up that daily time frame. Looking for a green dot here. So let me pull up the high time frames first. Let me pull up the key levels here. Hide the naked points of controls. Hide this. Hide that. And we'll just pull up the monthly horizontals here, right? So we don't have many of them. Actually, maybe we won't. It's super high. So we'll just pull up the weekly just to save time. So you got a weekly level here. Bada boom. Got another weekly level. Whoops. Got another weekly level right here. Got another weekly level. That's kind of tapped. It just got front ran, so I'll leave that. And then we got one more up here. And I don't really see that big of a move happening, so I'll just put those in a folder, label them weekly, and then we'll pull up the daily. Hide the weekly levels. And then I'm just going to mark out the relevant levels here, guys. I'm not going to go and mark every single level here. It's going to take too long. But here we go. We got a daily level right here. And then we got another one right here and another one right. That's tapped. And we got one right there. Okay, so what I would do here is I would kind of pull this as a wonky range. Go ahead and minimize this. Give us a full screen. Hide market cipher. Pull this up. Dang, I am thirsty right now. Why am I never drink this much water, guys? Good Lord. Your man's thirsty. Yeah, FTM. We'll take a look. Shout out to Tragato. We'll take a look at FTM. No problemo, brother. We got Jimmy Void. Yo. Is that Jimmy? Is that B, Jimmy Void? Say it ain't so. Yo, shout out to Jimmy Void. Jimmy Two Shoes, my paisan. We got the giant water bottle here. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Space Monkey. But yeah, shout out to, is that the real Jimmy Void? Let's go. Shout out to Jimmy Void and the Bronx Bitcoin Bulls. Let's go. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, wow. SEI getting a nice little pump ski here. So, if this thing continues, and we'll take a look at market cipher in a second, but if this continues, I'd like to see this daily tapped with that 786 confluence. Sitting here at about 33 to 35 cents. Not looking too shabby. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Yeah, and I'll mark out this range for you guys. Now, another thing with these ranges, ooh, daily money flow. Wow, that's interesting. Just ripping on that daily money flow dumping. That is interesting. But you got your POC value area low. Just label that so we can get that actual move. Drinking more water than a fish. Shout out to Benny. Let's go. But yeah, yeah. Just trying to see, if it's more likely for this range to break out than break down, right? Kind of hard to say. Green dot on the 10-hour. See that 12-hour green dot, 16-hour green dot. You already got a pretty big pump here, but let's check. You get that 16 to 12-hour green dot, you got to go right back down to those lower time frames, 45-minute, 1 hour. See the money flow. Ooh, that is indeed likely what I would have been looking at if I was looking at SEI to call for that bigger move up. 45-minute money flow crossover with that 12-hour green dot at the same time. 12-hour green dot, 45-minute money flow crossover. When those happen at the same time, that is where you likely see those pushes to the upside, guys, those bigger moves. 16-hour, 1 hour money, 16-hour green dot with the 1 hour money flow crossover is another thing you can look for. So maybe we kind of cool off a little bit before continuing up. But if you get that 16-hour green dot, you only have about an hour. I don't know if you're going to get that set up. But if you were to get that 1 hour money flow crossover, you could continue. So if this does continue up, I'll give you the levels to look for, right? And that's going to be very simply put, golden pocket, this is going to be a level to look at, right? Golden pocket between, let me change the settings on this really quick. 31 to 32 cents, right? Break that level. You could be on your way to the 33 cents, 786, up to the daily at about 35 cents. These are the next zones of resistance, right? If we get the breakout, this golden pocket, and this daily slash 786 between 33 and 35 cents are going to be likely the next stops. So there you go. That's what I look at. Do we have naked points of controls anywhere in confluence with that? No MPOCs. Oh, yeah, you got a weekly and a daily up here as well. So that would be a big, yeah. I mean, if I were long SEI, I'd probably be TP here, maybe TP at the 786 daily and weekly, like targeting these highs for a final TP. Again, not saying too long, like that's if you were in down here, right? And at that point, right, if you're targeting those highs, first target would be these highs, take out those highs, these would be the next highs, especially with all this resistance. I'd probably be looking to take money off the table right there. So there you go. Not a signal, not telling anybody to long this. That's if you're long down here. You were way past that point. So there you go. Sometimes I'm a little bit like, little bit funny about, I'll be like, guys, definitely not a signal. Might low-key be a fire setup, though. That is not the case here. That is not the case. This is already clearly taken off. But yeah, there you go. Nice move for SEI. Key level of support, weekly at 25 cents, and then 23 cents on your daily down there as well. Let's see. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend said, I'm literally the last one here. And we still have under 300 likes. Guys, smash that like button. 550 likes. I will give away this used Adidas sweatshirt. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. Adidas, hit us up. I'm kidding. I don't really wear that much Adidas. I don't even know where I got this sweatshirt from. But yeah. Shout out to Dr. Crimson's girlfriend. She said smash the like button, not me, guys. Let's run it up to at least 450. But let's really go for 550. But let's get 450 first. Shout out to Walking Dead X. Oh, baby, Arrow is moving. Let's check out FTM. Let's check out FTM first. Whoa. Check out FTM first. How's Bitcoin doing? Oh, it's dumping. I'm just kidding. I said that because It's got a red number. Isn't that what it feels like? It's like you see the red number, you're like, oh my God, it's all going down. But no, yeah, we're getting a little bit more of a rise here. See if we can get into that full golden pocket, hitting that golden pocket. I don't know. Not saying that's going to happen, but I will say this happening is making me a little concerned for my long. But we'll see. Again, money flow's really chopped up here as well. Let's see. I smacked as soon as I came in. Always like your content. Shout out to Apar. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for that. Nike over Adidas. I would agree with that. I don't really have much of a preference, to be honest. Guys, my uniform is, like, if you guys saw my closet, so funny. Me and Mrs. Candle's closet is hilarious. It's like she's got like a whole department store. I have like a rack. It's it's hilarious. But let me take this off. Don't report the stream, guys. Don't report it. I'm not taking my clothes off, I swear. But I don't know if anybody noticed in the Mafia here. But this is the Frankie Candles uniform, guys. It's an unbranded black T-shirt, right? I keep it natural. I like to keep I'll keep some more louder. I'd rather have like a loud pair of shoes and just wear like a black T-shirt with some comfortable shorts. I'm a very plain dude, right? I wear my merch and that's about it. Black and just plain colored T-shirts for me. And then you wear like a nice watch or nice shoes or something like that. But yeah, I don't. But I will say I like nice. As far as shoes, I probably have more Nikes than I do Adidas. Tracksuits, shout out to All Set. Should I wear an Adidas tracksuit? Shout out to Jordy. What is going on, bro? Said, hey, is Ada printing an SFP on the 1 hour? I will check Ada right now. I'll check Ada right now. But first, yeah, we'll come back to FTM. I will just look at Ada real quick. I'm just going to give you a yes or no answer, Jordy, and I'll go back to FTM because I see a lot of people asking for FTM, so I do want to jump into that. SFP on the 1 hour. Yeah, for me, I mean, it really depends. Like, if you look at the heat map, let's see. Hopefully, yeah, God, this looks like it's so annoying. These heat maps are not great on the altcoin sometimes. But, yeah, hard to say. You do have a bit of liquidity down there. Let me pull up the 12-hour. Yeah, I would probably be more inclined to look above like almost 34 cents, which is probably up here, right? Yeah. Again, not that you can't reverse here. I mean, from a technical perspective, yeah, I would probably be looking for the SFP up here, but could you swing fail this wick? Potentially, right? Like even if you look at the 30-minute, like maybe you swing fail that wick. Kind of hard to say. But you do have a lot of liquidity up there, so if you swing fail here, you might just go for that higher level of liquidity. Really hard to say. Because what I like to do, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be impossible, right? If that candle closes that back down below that level, you could see the SFP. But like this was an SFP, right? Come up, close below, little push to the downside. Even right here was an SFP. This is actually a pretty nice one, to be quite honest. Right there. Bada boom. This is how I like to see it, right? Candle bodies close to the SFP wick. Or SFP, yeah, like the line, right? And then that's typically where I see generally the biggest amount of, or even this wick would probably be a little bit better for me. I wouldn't take an SFP like that, but it doesn't mean it won't play out, and it doesn't mean it's not an SFP. Just me personally, I would preferably wait for the higher level. But Jordy, you know what you're doing, bro. You know what you're doing. If you think it's a good trade to take, you got to make your own decisions. Let's see. Shout out to Gen Z, said a FEMEX Frankie Candles collab would be fire. Hey, shout out to Gen Z. Have FEMEX the exchange, talk to them about the exchange. Let me know what you think. We could probably get that going. I mean, I do FEMEX spaces very often. I wouldn't say very often, but pretty often. We do them probably a couple times, maybe once every other month or something like that. But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Shout out to Jordy. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's see. Okay, so let's continue on. Bitcoin to 62K. I hope so by today. I don't know. It's hard to say if it's going to be by today, but I would hope so. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at FTM. Oh, we're getting a little push up here on Bitcoin. But yeah, okay, FTM. Ooh, FTM is on the move. Nice. Nice move on FTM. If you guys hum at your charts, it'll make your TA better. I don't know if you guys knew that. It's kind of one of my secrets. It's one of the biggest things that I was able to do to improve my TA was just, all right, let's see. Is the 8-hour green dot? All right, 8-hour green dot. Let me try to see if I can make a case for this. No, not really. Yeah, I mean it's not really the place for me to take a trade, right? So not that we're like just looking for trades strictly, but yeah, nice little move up. I guess you could argue. Yeah, you could argue. Yeah, not really. I guess. But yeah, I mean, you could argue some kind of a head and shoulders, a little bit wonky. Would like that to be touching. But either way, let's see here. 2-day, daily, 12-hour, 10-hour green dot, or 10-hour money flow. This is what we've been looking at on a lot of the altcoins. It's actually not like this on FTM. But with that green dot on the weekly, with the money flow crossover into the green on the 10-hour, typically that can give you a bigger move up. This is a useless volume profile. I don't know why that's there. So these are useless levels. I don't know why those are there either. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'd be looking at, right? Like as you're getting the big move up, I would probably, it's a little bit wonked, but that would be your range here, right? Bada boom, horizontal magnet, not magnet, lock, 1, 2, 3. So this is what I'd be looking at, right? You're approaching pretty interesting resistance here, to be quite honest with you, right? Oh, God. It's kind of the place. Yikes. Kind of the place where I would potentially look for resistance, to be quite honest with you. Now, it is nice, right? Because like not only is this going to be resistance, it's not all bearish, right? Because it could also give us insight into, like, yeah, you come into that value area low 786. If you flip that 786, potentially look up towards that value area high, right? So, like, if we can get above that 786, it could call for a move to that POC, flip that POC up to the value area high. And this is me just simply spotting the previous value in the market and looking for price to return there, right? Like, we have kind of a wonked out range here. It's not really a range, but imbalance in the market. Price is going to seek out that fair value, right? The price is always seeking fair value, right? It's like an auction. It's auction market theory. Just like anything else, right, where you exchange money for value, it's the same thing with trading, right? Everybody is seeking fair value. Everybody wants a fair price. So price is always, when it's in imbalance, it's always going to seek out where the latest fair value was. So again, anytime you get that imbalance, that's why we look at these volume profiles. And I will be honest, like, if I pull this larger range here, like, you can look at this as a deviation above the high, acceptance back into the range, move back towards that POC, and yeah, you're breaking out of this range. So if you can get accepted up here, that would be good news in my opinion, because you're leaving this larger bear market range from down here, right? So does that make sense? So there you go. Yeah, those are the levels I'd look at, right? So value area low sitting at 63 cents, 786 up to 66 cents, POC sitting at 81, and your value area high sitting at 89 cents. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We didn't have time for Gala, unfortunately. Rob, let's throw that at the beginning of the list tomorrow. We can check in. Oh, hang on. Let's check in on Bitcoin real quick. Sorry, guys. Are we back on the screen? Okay. Yes, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin, just to do like one last little recap here on Bitcoin. We are getting the push up here. But again, like, key levels of resistance, value, if we get the breakout here, 62,350 is the absolute key level of support, resistance that we need to break to and flip into support to get the bigger move up to the $64,000 to $65,000 range. Once we flip that, then we could potentially look up towards 67, 70K, and potentially beyond. But until then, I'm going to be very, very, very cautious with the way money flow looks on the higher time frames. But if we do continue up, those are the levels I'm watching. Remember, the $62,000 to $62,000 zone is a big level. This whole box is a big level of resistance. Remember, anchored VWAPs. We also have the Lux Algo Smart Trail. Shout out to Lux Algo. Link in the description down below. We talked about them earlier today. But Daily Smart Trail, also right in that zone, right? This is the last place where we wound up getting a bigger rejection. So we have to be careful in this zone. But we start getting above that 62,350 level. 65K is next. Break that 65K level. And that's where we can assess the situation and potentially look for much higher prices on Bitcoin. But until then, we got to be careful. But with all that being said, Mafia, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Shout out to Jason, bro. Thank you for hanging out. Super cool to have you in here, bro. Yeah, shout out to Captain Kirk. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Stomp. All the mods. Show them some love on the way out. Shout out to Zen. Said at least that's what Grandma says. Erythrium? Shout out to Zen. Let's see. Shout out to Trent. Shout out to Magic. John, thank you for being here, bro. Creighton C, Jay Violet, Redman, Biomex. I think he was in here, right? I actually didn't see his name. I don't know why I said his name. Apart, thank you guys for being here. Gen Z, Wix, Wife, Fine 89, Wick 589, Crimson's Girlfriend. You guys know who everybody is. Shout out to the Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Maybe if we do something fun in the morning, I'll go live in the morning. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, I swear, I didn't see you in there. I didn't see it. I would have shouted you out if I saw you. You chatted 16 times. I didn't see you. I'm telling you, I didn't see you. It's something wrong with the monitor, I think. It keeps flickering. I couldn't see anyone. I was just shouting out names. That's why I didn't know Biomex was in here. I just said his name. I couldn't see anything low key. No, I would never ignore you, bro. Hang on. I can't hear you. Oh, hang on. I didn't realize I'm live. I gotta go. God. Anyway, hey guys, what's going on? I'm just kidding. Shout out to Tony D, guys. Guys, he abandoned me. Shout out to Tony D. I'm just kidding, guys. I'd be lost without Tony D. It's all joke. It's all trolling. It's all joke. But here's the thing. Let's take a look at Aerodrome. Because somebody, I saw a bunch of people calling for it. So let's see. Dancing on the Fibonacci. Shout out to Jesse. Let's go. But yeah, here we are. Where do we pull this range? Why is this range so wonked? Is everything good with this range? Why is this so high up? Is it a weekly range, maybe? Okay. I don't know why that's like that. But interesting. Was it a date? What is good with this? Hang on, guys. Sorry. Let me am I tripping? What is going on? Why is this so wonked? Let me see if I can get this range back, guys. I don't know why it looks like that. It's almost like the calculation changed. Huh. What is my value area right now? Okay. I didn't think we were going to wrestle with the volume profiles here. I thought we were just going to do some clean TA here. Okay, apparently this range is wrong. Apparently the range is up here. Like, what? Guys, what is going on? Did Tony D hack the mainframe? All right, let me redraw these levels because this was looking pretty good, to be honest with you, because we were coming right up to that value area low. Huh. All right, well, let me repull this then. Let's pull up the daily. And let's pull this thing. Okay, there we go. Got the value area high, POC value area low. Oh, come on. Let me drag it. There we go. Okay. So, let's pull this fib real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. So, yeah, very clearly, I'd be watching this as your next key level. Right? If Airdrome continues up, I'm going to do this one quick and dirty. You're hitting this golden pocket, but you're getting a bullish change of character here on the daily. What does this mean? Right? Shout out to Lux Algo. Let me turn on the candle colors, right, which is just going to turn the candles green for bullish changes of character and red for bearish changes of characters. What does this mean? This means that I would rather be looking for longs than shorts on retracements to the downside, right? So what I would do here is pull my fib. If we were to correct here, you're going to have to move this if price continues up, but you pull from the low to the high. If we get a correction, right, and we pull back, because of this bullish change of character, I would rather see a look for longs on the higher low, right? So I would rather look for something like that. And then, you know, if we continue back past this, we don't hold that level, you could pull your lower fibs, which would be down here, and then maybe you can continue to look for bounces down there. But for the most part, this is your next key level. If you continue up, I'd be looking between 82 and 86 cents on Aerodrome as far as money flow and market cipher B goes. Yeah, I would not be longing this, right? Doesn't mean if you long here, you can make money, but I would not long this green candlestick. I would have to wait for a pullback. But your 8-hour green dot, yeah, I would look for a potential next target to be between 81 and 86 cents if you continue up. If you pull back, I'd be looking for longs on the higher lows based off that bullish change of character. And with that being said, guys, now that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love each and every single one of you. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Tom Crown in the chat. Let's go. Shout out Tom Crown. You haven't been here the whole time, have you? I think it just came in.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy.